Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is July 28th, 2025, and the top crypto news is as follows. First of all, have a good week, everyone. Moving on to our episode, we will talk about Bitcoin ETFs, which are obviously not doing much right now as the day begins. However, since last week, Ethereum ETFs have raised more money than Bitcoin ETFs. To be more specific, we can say that Ethereum ETFs have closed 16 consecutive days of inflows, and just last week they had inflows of $1.8 billion, while Bitcoin ETFs had inflows of $70 million, a chaotic difference as we can see, and certainly investors are looking at Ethereum very positively as we have been saying these days. Moving on to the latest Ethereum news, we'll look at SharpLink Gaming, which we learned has hired a former BlackRock executive, specifically BlackRock's head of crypto, who was the person who helped launch the Ethereum and Bitcoin ETFs, has now left the company, BlackRock, and has joined SharpLink Gaming as the company's co-CEO. So maybe, just maybe, we'll see an ETF from SharpLink Gaming. For now, we're just speculating. Moving on to our companies, we'll talk about Franklin Templeton, which we learned has brought Benji to VeChain. With that, it's now expanded to 8 chains, with most of its capital in Stellar. Moving on from VeChain, we also have news from a bank, PNC, which we learned has partnered with Coinbase. It's yet another bank entering the crypto space. This partnership will allow the US bank to offer its customers the ability to buy, sell, and own digital assets without logging out of their accounts. All of this, of course, will be handled through Coinbase, and the bank will also provide Coinbase with some of its own banking services. Obviously, there's not much more information yet, just another bank getting into crypto. Moving on to NFTs and meme coins, let's first talk about the Penguin collection, which has been rumored to have been acquired by OpenSea. In response to this, the head of security for the NFT collection came out and clarified that nothing of the sort has happened. There has been no purchase of OpenSea. Moving on to meme coins, we now move on to PAMFAN, the meme coin factory on Solana. We learned from the founder of Pump.Fun in a recent interview that an airdrop is indeed coming as previously promised. However, we won't see it in the near future. It will take some time, although it is not clear exactly how long. As a result, the price of PAMFAN is decreasing. The ICO price was $0.004 and is now at $0.002, so it was not a very successful ICO. Continuing, I will also tell you that Pump.Fun, in an attempt to compete with Let's Ponk, is considering issuing a reward system based on trading volume. That is, if you stake coins on PAMFAN and this generates high trading volume, you may receive more funds. As it is said, they could distribute up to 1 billion Pump.Fun tokens per day. But what I just told you is rumored things. Nothing is certain. These are moves that are being considered to address competition. Continuing, I will also tell you that Pump.Fun has also received a new lawsuit. Specifically, the firm Berwick Law has filed a class action lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York, alleges that Pump.Fun and its infrastructure partners, including Solana Labs, the Solana Foundation, Jito Labs, and the Jito Foundation, are operating a coordinated extortion operation that resembles an unlicensed digital casino, extorting billions from users through speculative meme coin trading. So PAMFAN has to deal with this lawsuit. Continuing, I would like to go into the cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin reaching $119,000, and of course we had good news on tariffs, as the US and Europe signed an agreement, as I assume you already know. Let's say it imposes a 15% tariff on EU imports from the US, avoiding the previously threatened 30% rate. The deal includes $600 billion in EU investment in US energy and defense over the next 3 years, and aims to reduce Europe's dependence on Russian fuel. Tariffs on steel and aluminium remain at 50% for now. That wraps up the top news for crypto today. Is July 28th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.